Hey, this is D from Fellow Corner Podcast. Come join us on the corner to talk about entertainment, news, and all the above. Also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Fellow Corner Podcast to get the latest on each episode. We'll be waiting. Let's discuss. Yo, welcome to Fellas Corner Podcast. My name is D, my homie here, OG. Let this show rock. Man. What's up, OG?
Yo, what's going on, D? How you doing?
Nothing. Good Sunday afternoon. Just relaxing.
Definitely. How's your week?
It's long. Long week. Just got back to work.
I hear you. I had a good week, too. It was my son's birthday yesterday.
Oh, whose birthday?
It was my oldest. Yo, he was his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. He's like, 1 year away from college. Isn't that crazy?
No, crazy.
Ain't that crazy?
Is he thinking about any colleges at the moment?
He said that he wanted to join the military for a little while before.
Crazy.
I didn't really talk to him about like all the steps that he needs to get into the military because his mom doesn't want him to get into that.
I hear you.
You know what I mean?
It's a tough time
him to
now.
survive. You know what I mean? So he wants to do that, but he didn't tell me what college he likes. But he said he does want to go out of state. So that freedom level.
That's that money too. It costs more money to go out of state.
Yeah, because you can't get in trouble because I don't know what he's doing.
It's gonna be a lot of.
You're
gonna get in a lot of trouble, all right.
Yeah, I think that's his plan. You know what I mean?
Well, as long as you don't give you no grandkids that quick.
Yeah, hell no.
As long as you saw any other NBA games.
Oh yeah, yo. So officially, the NBA just started. They're back on it again. July.
Back at it.
Was that 30th? I think was
July
the first
30th.
Game? Yeah,
Lakers versus Clippers.
Oh, that was a good game. I definitely enjoyed. So, what do you think about this format? That this is the first time I got to see it in action. I got to see the setup.
I like it. You know, I was trying to figure out a way to get into those crowds.
Yeah.
So it was hard. It was like you have to have like an invitation and things like that to get in the crowds. But
it was crazy. Into that too. Yeah. So is it if you're the home team, because everybody's in Orlando, but if you're like the home team, is there only the home team fans that can be on it? That's what I'm thinking.
It has to be.
Or is anybody?
I think it's the home team fans.
Yeah. Yo, but here's the thing. I forgot who said it, but Chris Bosh was actually one of the digital fan over there. So what is Chris Bosh all of a sudden?
Chris Paul's son was in it too.
Oh, yeah, for real?
Yeah, it was in one of them. So Chris Paul was playing, his son was in it.
I got you.
So it was good. My boys, LA Clippers, take a L.
Yeah. So you feel confident right now?
I feel very confident.
By only 2 points.
Only 2 points.
Yeah.
And it looks like LeBron was horrible that game. LeBron was horrible.
Yeah, LeBron didn't have his best game. That's right.
Definitely didn't. Think about you didn't have Lou Will, didn't have Montrez.
That's right.
And you lost by 2. And it was it's one of the first games. They was kind of iffy. They was a little off. Yeah. But you know who I'm really proud of? Paul George. Going crazy right now.
Paul George, the truth, right?
He's going crazy right now.
Yo, like, do you know anybody that could have that kind of an injury, break his leg, and then come back better than ever?
True.
I mean, this dude is an animal.
The Victor Oladipo is trying to do the same thing. I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, not to the level. See, the thing with Victor, I don't know if he was really that Paul George type of player.
Yeah, I don't think he was. He's in the same Indiana Pacers. It's a nice little route.
I mean, the only connection you can say between Victor and Paul George, they both played for the OKC.
True.
That's about it. Otherwise, Victor, he's a different type of player. It's like he's a all-star.
Yeah.
Paul George is a superstar.
Well,
that's my way of looking at it.
We lost by 2. Although Sweet Lou over here going to strip clubs.
Yeah.
And wings.
So,
how you gonna go to a strip club getting Sweet Lou wings?
Yeah.
So think about it like this. I always say this. Lou Will with the strip club. Imagine they start making chicken wing. Talk about strip clubs and Lou Will. A lot of people said that Lou Will has wings in the strip club. You ever went to a strip club?
Nah, I've been to a strip club. Yeah, way back in the day. But yeah, I definitely went to one. And I'll tell you one thing. When I went there, I wasn't looking at the menu. Yeah. That's not what I was looking at.
That was a good food over there. I was looking at cheeks.
If they pulled up the menu, I'd be like, get that out of my face.
You know the fun thing is, I I don't like strip clubs. Only really because I don't like to see women portrayed that way. But whatever gets your money, that's how they do it. If you want to go to nursing school or college, I went to strip club once when I was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And it was the craziest time.
Yeah.
I went there and I'm giving this girl probably $1 or $5.
Yeah.
And then she said to put it on her like between her breasts.
Yeah.
So I'm putting it between her breasts, and then her thing is she had fake tits.
Oh shit!
So she bounced her tits right on my head. I felt like I had a concussion. I was like, that shit was hard as a rock.
Damn.
Like I don't know how people like strip clubs that much.
So I've been to a couple of them. One story I could tell you is that it was like me and these two boys, and right now. I live near Providence. So Providence and Tampa Bay, they're essentially the strip capitals of the United States, right?
New York got some strip clubs too.
Yeah, but New York too. New York too. That's right. So I remember we were like, we went to, shout out to like these clubs that shut down back in the day, but we went to a club called Complex way back, and then
Complex. I remember.
Oh, you remember that?
Yeah.
So after that, we went to a strip club. And I was like so tired. I literally I'm sitting at the table, and these girls are dancing. They're further away. I got so tired that I actually put my head on the table. The bouncer came up to me and said, "Hey." I look at him. He's like, "Yo, no sleeping." like what? Like I can't do that. No sleeping.
I did. My thing is what strippers like. What's the retirement plan for being a stripper? Do they get a 401k? do they get a 403b?
They should have some type of savings account.
What's the age limit?
The mattress.
Yeah, but what's the age limit for a strip club?
I'll probably say 35.
You think so?
It has to be.
So what happened at 35?
Because at that point, you don't have the energy no more. You can't be going down that pole. Yeah. I mean, you hit your head and you get a concussion.
But think about it.
It's a liability.
How? So 35 years old, you obviously. You're only getting cash only business, so
that's right.
A lot of people don't know your income. Tax free.
So
tax free. That's good. That's good.
Good, yeah.
No income. You can't really claim the income.
No health benefits.
So no health benefits. So you're 35 years old. You're going right back to the real world. Mm-hmm. So I think after 30 years old, you're gonna try to have to get somebody pregnant.
Yeah, you got to. I mean, the other thing too is that you can kind of say it's a good jumping point to save money to do something else you really want to do. Like Cardi B, I think she stripped for a while until eventually she's like, I saved up whatever.
She had talent,
and then she had talent. Then she tried to get a demo put together with the money she had, and then the rest of the history, right? So Amber Rose, I think she stripped for a little while too, and then she got into TV.
You know what I think?
When she was tired of it.
I think they should have a strip club reform. Just saying.
Yeah.
Go to Congress, talk about strip club reform. Say, hey, we need the thongs.
Yo, ain't no fun then.
Ain't no fun. And so some of those Congress probably go to strip club on their off time.
If you go to New York, like you were saying before, I think you probably go in every corner there's a strip club. So obviously there's an interest.
I'm just trying to say.
People want them.
I want to have a stripper in the pod to see how much they really make, because they say that a lot of people saying they make some people make the $100,000. So I was like, how? Where would you get the $100,000? I'll be a stripper if they was $100,000.
$100,000, nah.
Yeah, a lot of people say.
Who else making $100,000?
It might be lying, but a lot of people say.
But they also got to kick back that money too, like to whoever the promoters are, the DJs, the bar. Do that. Yeah,
I'm thinking in Las Vegas. You think they'll make $100,000 in Las Vegas?
Damn, that's a good one. Vegas, yeah.
I'm thinking. My advice is 4 years, strip, and then do what you got to do.
Speaking of Vegas, when I was there, we were taking this tour bus, and they were kind of going around the city. We came across the strip club, and then the guy said, "This is and you're going on that tour. He's just telling you why this is important, why that's historic, all of that." But we come across a strip club, and he goes, and they stopped the bus. He goes, "This strip club here is such and such strip club. It's the most popular strip club because back in the day, Mike Tyson used to come here every day. Reportedly, he spent over $100,000 on the strippers at that strip club. So that's how important." That place was to Vegas, because otherwise Tyson wasn't going to go if it wasn't that good. Go. And Tyson had dough. He probably still does, but.
Well, it's one of those things. I just don't understand how strippers get that much money. And I don't know why Lou Will would go to a strip club to get the wings.
Chicken. What are the wings?
You could cook the wings. I love cooking my own wings. I can't.
Yeah, but there's certain wings that, you can't just.
Sweet Lou wings.
Yeah, you got to cook it the right way. And plus it has his name.
Yeah, right? Sweet Lou Wings.
And the other thing too, it doesn't matter how much money you have, but if somebody's gonna give you something free, aren't you gonna take it? So if he's going to the strip club and he gets that full plate for free,
this guy he could get any girl he wants
could,
right
but
now.
That's not the point for him. For him, it's
free money.
Yeah. Yo, at the end of the day, sometimes you don't want to spend money if you don't have to.
Strip club. So with this, do you sway your changing of who's gonna win the championship?
Hell no. I'm still sticking by it. I think the Lakers had a kind of a rough. They won, but it's not impressive. It wasn't impressive how they won. You know,
I don't think so
LeBron showed up at the last minute. If that ball tipped any different way, he wasn't going to get that rebound. And then the Clippers, you know, they could have done something, especially Kawhi. And you know how clutch he is.
17. They had 20 turnovers, so that was a really big
and then
part.
LeBron, I think, was he like 6 for 19?
Yeah, it's
or
horrible.
Something like that. 18.
It's the first game, so I'm not gonna say that because after that,
game.
the second game, Clippers won by 25 threes. Come on, that was crazy. Yeah, and then like Lakers lost to the Raptors. Yeah. So it's one of those things. But
it did swing both ways. I think Lakers had a good 10 or 12 point lead at one point. Clippers came back. They had a good lead, and Lakers had to come back from that. So it kind of swung both ways.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like all dominance, and it wasn't that close. So that means Lakers could pull it away.
But I noticed I don't like Jermichael Green. I don't like that freaking Patterson cat. I don't like Shamet. They're trash. No matter what.
Joakim Noah. What do you think about him?
Joakim Noah, he's decent enough. Marcus Morris, he's struggling too. Marcus Morris.
Yeah, he's struggling.
So those four, trash.
I like Morris though because I think he's like that gritty, tough player that. He's like that old school, like you remember old school Dennis Rodman?
Yep.
Like he's the one that would take the charge.
So I'm thinking he should be like Dennis Rodman, stop shooting the ball.
Yeah, he shouldn't shoot the ball.
I mean, he's horrible right now.
Yeah, I mean he can shoot
struggling.
threes a
he is struggling.
bit.
Yeah, somewhat.
For a big guy.
He's struggling. He's struggling right now. He was doing good in New York Knicks, and I think they was averaging about 12 points a game. So they thought he was gonna kind of do stuff, but we need it for his defense.
Yeah. So I mean, the one thing without Lou Williams is that offense was definitely struggling.
Yeah.
So like when you don't have Paul George and Kawhi, I think at one point both of them were on the bench.
Yeah.
Where was offense coming?
It was nothing.
It
was horrible.
Beverly.
It was horrible. That's why they caught up. They was up by 13 points.
That's what I'm saying.
And they caught up because Paul George and Leonard was on the bench.
Yeah, different swings. Yeah,
different swings. And Pat Beverly wasn't playing that much because that was his first time playing in a while.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Do you look at the fact that the Clippers have Doc Rivers and Tyronn Lue as an advantage?
Oh yeah,
against Frank Vogel. Because you're right. They don't got Lou Williams. They don't got Harold. So I get that. But when you got those type of coaches, does that make it even out?
This reminds me of Celtics when they made that second championship run. Remember that Celtics did not play that much. They was averaging 30 points a game, 30 minutes a game.
30 minutes, yeah.
So that reminds me of they're gonna keep on resting people until it's time to play. But obviously that Celtics, that second run Celtics, they should have won that championship. They had a 13-point lead with 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
You're talking about the one that they lost to the
Lakers.
Yeah.
So we just saw. I think Doc really learned from that experience, and I think that's gonna happen over here.
I could go with that.
Yeah. So I don't know. Who knows? Who knows the way that?
See, the thing is with Tyronn Lue, you can also say that he knows the LeBron secrets, right?
Yeah.
If there is anything like that.
Yeah.
You know, certain weaknesses. I guess if LeBron
has a weakness, he just had to keep on making shoot. San Antonio had that.
It was exploited, if you can say that.
Oh yeah.
You know, because if it wasn't for AD kind of taking over the game,
true,
he wasn't going to do anything. You know, LeBron wasn't going to do anything if it wasn't for AD. So I guess you can say they figured certain out. But he was playing great defense.
He was playing great defense.
You know, that's one.
That was the last defense. I got to give it to him. Although he wasn't playing good defense for the whole game.
Yeah.
So a lot of people are going to try to look at that 20-second sequence and say he played one of the best defense.
Yeah, I got you. So do you think this whole like playing in Orlando, there's technically no seedings. Like there's seedings, but there's no home field advantage. So if you're the Lakers, right, like let me throw this out to you. Do you think like maybe they just didn't play hard because it doesn't matter? I mean, if they're number 1 seed or number 2, it's just whoever they go against, but they're not really getting home field, right?
The thing is with Lakers, they play hard the first game, but probably the rest of the game, they shouldn't play hard because
they shouldn't play hard.
I don't think they're going to change the first to the first seed. Yeah. Clippers have to kind of win about 2 or 3 games because they might go to second to 4th seed. But other than that, I think these 8 games is just going to be a game.
I mean, the East is locked.
Yeah.
Right now you have
not really. Is the 8th spot is really the tough one.
The 8th spot is for the West. Yeah, for the West is the 8th spot because right now you have
for the East too. That's why they have 2 people in there. The East is
Memphis.
little tough.
Memphis has the 8th spot right now in the West, and then you got Portland,
San Antonio, and New Orleans.
New Orleans, and the other spot. San Antonio and New Orleans, they're like kind of 2 or 3 games back behind Portland, and Portland's like 2.
But you could get 4 games, and they have like a round in tournament if they within 4 games. So
which I think the 13th of August, if I'm not mistaken.
That's why they're trying to do the whole game. But I think it's gonna still stay Memphis. I think I really want Portland to play. I don't know about Memphis. I really think that Portland should be 8th seed at least. Memphis, I don't think they could beat the Lakers because they'll get
I like
rocked.
Paul because I like Dame.
Yeah,
I love Dame. Yo,
and it's
like,
Carmelo's last hurrah.
Yeah, and he showed up too the other night too.
He did.
He shot a couple of threes. Actually pulled Portland with that victory. So he actually did something. Your boy Melo showed up.
Hey, my
How do
boy.
you feel?
Hoodie Melo. Lala.
Isn't he from the New Jersey area?
No,
Syracuse. I know he played in Syracuse, but
I don't know where he's from.
He's New York, but I'm saying close to New Jersey.
Who knows?
Like it's like the Sopranos, right? Sopranos represent New York, but it's really New Jersey.
It's like, but you know what it is? You know, every time I look at Lala, I think she's hot, but sometimes I'm like, yo, she's mad regular. I think she's hot. It's like a if it on and off.
You know what turns me off? It's like that her demeanor. It's like like you said, regular. She just doesn't really come at me like
I know,
that,
but I still get whatever she give me. It's one of those things.
How can you not?
Yeah, you can't. You can. I feel like if I ain't had no one and she trying to hit a holler at me, I'll holla.
Yeah,
at you, girl.
Yeah, Lala. You know, she replaced Jason Mitchell on the Shy because I guess somebody feels like she's talent.
She's not a good actor. I'm telling you, she's not a good actor.
No, but they feel like she got talent, so you can kind of almost say, you know what? Yeah, let's put her in there. People like her, but for me, so now what about the East?
No, the East is going to be all Milwaukee.
Who
That's Milwaukee. The only people I have
there's no contenders for Milwaukee.
I don't think so. I think the only one Miami could beat the Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. I think Miami could beat Milwaukee, but
Toronto?
Toronto. I have a feeling they have a chance. I just don't. They try to say that because they don't have Kawhi, but last year when they made that run, it was a lot of games that Kawhi
missed a lot of games.
Yeah, no, not missed a lot of games. He bailed them out a lot of playoffs games.
Oh, but he also missed a lot. Like,
but that's regular season. I'm talking about playoffs.
Oh, playoffs. Yeah.
The regular season is regular season.
Yeah, because the first round against Orlando got the first game.
Yeah,
and then at that point, that's when Kawhi was like, step away, let me.
But that was like a lucky first game because it was a. But then
but at that point they just went on like a streak. Everybody
it's really when they play Milwaukee, Kawhi kind of mustered that in. Obviously,
Philly too.
Yeah,
Philly too. That shot that took him.
But I think that they need a superstar. I don't know. Who knows?
Toronto?
Yeah, Toronto. They need a superstar. I think that they struggle with
Kyle Lowry. Is he not?
He's somewhat a superstar, but he's not that type of level as Kawhi. So who knows? Who knows what they're gonna do? But they did beat Lakers. So
that's what I was about to say. They did beat the Lakers. So is it once again, like I said, is it the Lakers saying, you know what? There's really no home field advantage. We don't need to play hard.
I think
Toronto's that better.
I think LeBron is really getting tired. He's getting old.
Yeah.
And he's looked like it's showing that he's getting old for the last two games.
So you know what goes back to the question you asked me earlier as far as like when is the stripper done? So LeBron is 35. So when an athlete is done playing, it's about 35. Yeah. So you can probably say when a stripper's done, it's 35.
Does stripper have retirement? That's a good. He should retire. Every stripper have a retirement. LeBron should retire too.
So here's the thing is that like if you have a stripper coming in and she's saying, hey, my back hurts, then it's time to go.
It's time to go. You can't roll those poles.
Yeah.
Even if you walk around, you can't roll. You can't clap those butt cheeks.
Exactly.
Like, who does that? You know what I'm saying? You got a retirement. Strippers need a retirement. I don't care what they say. They need a retirement. Either you get some ball player pregnant or something. Strippers need a retirement.
I got you. Yeah, Speaking of getting pregnant, they're in that bubble.
In that bubble, right?
Yo, so here's a question. I didn't know. I don't know if you know this. Yo, the WNBA, right? Separate question. Are they in the bubble with the NBA players, or they're in a different city?
They in the bubble too. How many people watch it? But in the bubble. I feel so bad because a lot of people don't really watch WNBA. No. But they in the bubble too. I saw about 10 minutes of a game one time, and it was in the bubble.
When I watched it earlier when they first started, when you had Lisa Lobo in there.
That New York cat who was a New York
not Lisa Lobo, it was Rebecca Lobo.
Lisa Leslie.
Cheryl Swoops was pretty good too.
Cheryl Swoops was good too.
Yeah, Cynthia Cooper. I think she probably won the most MVP if I'm not mistaken.
Cynthia Cooper, she was good. She was really good.
Exactly. Deanna Taurasi's So, but in the beginning I watched WNBA, and then after a while it just wasn't. I wasn't feeling it.
I need some dunks.
Yeah. Well, Lisa Leslie was the first.
One dunk, and it was like a weak dunk.
Then the other girl for the Grimer. Sparks.
Grimer. Grimer.
I forgot. Yeah. She's an analyst for ESPN.
But at the end of the day,
but that was about it.
It's kind of. I like to support them. It's just very boring to me. That's what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's what it is. It's very boring to me. They're pretty girls though. I like it. I like it.
Speaking of boring, what do you think about MLB?
They're not gonna go get a season. They want that money, but it's not gonna end well with them. I just have a feeling. That it's gonna be one of those things with MLB that they're gonna lose out. Because what about Florida Marlins and St. Louis Cardinals?
Yeah. So here's the thing, right? I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. And I love the state of Florida. I've been there a few times. Been to Tampa a couple of times, Busch Gardens, all of them. With my family. Love Florida, great place to live. Your kid's been there too a couple of times, so you've been there. And it's tragic what's going on right now in the whole state. And then to top it off, it's even worse when you have a team, the Miami Marlins, essentially being the cause of the spread of the coronavirus within that league, right? Now, do you blame the team or do you blame MLB? Because when you look at the NBA and the way it's structured, the way that everything is set up where you can't leave without them knowing where you're going. If you come back, there's like essentially investigation and there's a quarantine when you come back. Everything is straight organized, right? Silver, everything is good, right? Adam Silver is just, he's a smart ass dude. MLB, right? It's like, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Well,
so what do you think?
The problem with Adam Silver is a better commissioner than Manfred over here. MLB should have had a bubble.
Manfredo, I don't know.
It's horrible. They should have had a bubble or at least have some type of delay in this season. It's all about money when it comes down to it. They want their season. The players itself, especially the players, they for some reason they want their season. They want that money.
They want that money.
There. You see a lot of people opting out, especially in the MLB as well. But they want that money at the end of the day. I think they should have had a bubble. They at least should have had a bubble or have some type of probably about 5 arenas that people play the baseball in. So let's say one in LA, one in not in anything in Florida. They look at New York. They probably have about 3 or 4 stadiums that they could play with
easily.
So they could easily. Texas had a couple of stadiums they could play with, so they could at least isolate it and say, you know what, if COVID comes in this time, we could kind of be prepared for it. But no, they want their money.
I think what would have been smart for them to do right from the beginning is the same thing when the Olympics happened. In 1996, there was the Olympics in Atlanta. And, aside from the whole bombing, everything else was perfect in the way they set it up. I saw there were certain campsites that they had where you had every athlete in their own little, tent. So in that tent was only them, and I don't know if they had their trainers with them or a certain significant other, was all separated in this little city all around Atlanta where everybody that was in the Olympic was in their own tent. They could have done the same thing with baseball. They could have set up a whole, and I hope they do it with NFL. Because if not, we're going to go through the same thing, and hopefully it's not the Dolphins. You know what I mean? But so they could have done the same thing, and I think that's where MLB straight dropped the ball. They just said, hey, stay safe. We're going to play our 60 games. Then we're going to go on to the playoffs. They didn't give a shit about people's health, I don't think. They just say, hey, this is what we're going to do. And then along the way, players we don't care either.
Side question. Can strippers give you COVID with butt cheeks?
No,
think about it.
No, I think we'll be fine.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah. So what could be in the play for it? Because I don't think all strip clubs are open right now.
Some of them.
What do you think about a virtual strip club? Right? Think about it.
That's the OnlyFans. That's a lot of people Instagram OnlyFans.
What, the virtual one?
Virtual
but we're talking about they're coming to the screen. They seeing you, you're seeing them.
And a lot of people want to smell that baby oil. I think that doesn't work. They need the baby oil smell and the butt crack
exactly.
smell.
You got to inspect it.
You
got to make sure it's pulled up.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, strip clubs could give you COVID with their butt cheeks, especially when she's sliding down the pole.
Because you're contact.
Yeah,
right?
contact.
So you could. So. Yeah, but I'm sure they're going through testing, right?
I'm pretty sure none of them is wearing masks.
I'm pretty sure they're not. Unless they're testing themselves, whoever the club owner is.
Yeah, who knows?
He's like,
strip club with butt cheeks. Well, I think MLB is not going to, I don't know if MLB is going to make it. NFL, a lot of people in the NFL, they've been opting out.
Yeah.
37 people, right?
37 people. And then there's some key names too.
Yeah. They have Patrick Chung. They had Damian Williams from Kansas City Chief. They have Nate Soldier from Giants, my boy Giants.
That's right. Yeah.
We just paid him a lot of money too. Jordan Mack.
Former Patriot.
Yep, former Patriots. Yeah. Jordan Mack. They have Eddie Goldman. Just to name a few.
You said Dante Hightower. He's Dante Hightower
as well.
In the New England area.
And New England has about 7 or 8. That they just decided they didn't want to play. So
and it's crazy because they're all from the New England area.
Yep.
So it's either they don't care about, because you can probably say Patriots are a contender this year, right? Yep. Still, even without Tom Brady, they're still a contender.
But it's Massachusetts. Massachusetts has one of the higher one, top 5 at least.
Yeah. So that's that. But do you think it tells you that they don't feel confident in the NFL? To be able to.
So first of all, NFL has a rule. They don't want you to swap jersey at the end. But that doesn't make sense. If you're gonna play physical football, what's the point of swapping jersey? What's the difference? It's the same thing you playing physical football and swapping jerseys.
Yeah.
So I don't think it makes sense because the NFL, I think they definitely want the money. They don't care nothing about the player safety whatsoever.
Not at all.
They don't care about that.
I think if there's ever a league, and we can debate that MLB is just like the NFL, but if there was ever a league that money is everything, and people's safety is almost nothing, it's the NFL.
At least with NHL, they kind of don't care. Like whether it's safety, racism, or anything like that, you'll see one of those. They're one of the leagues that just ignore it. But NFL, they don't care. They don't care about nothing. Matter of fact, a lot of the injustice started from the NFL. If you think about it, because they have like a top to bottom mentality. So the top being is more like the slave owners, and the bottom being the slave itself.
It's funny you say that. And this is where NBA, is the forefront. They're a leader. They changed the name. I don't know if you heard that last year. They changed the name that owners are no longer going to be owners. They're calling them, I forgot what it was. It was like president of operation or something like that.
President of operations.
Something like that. But they took the actual title owners away from the actual team owner in the NBA, where NFL is like, nah, we're the owners.
So it's no safety on there. It's almost like the mentality that Donald Trump has, that his kids are not going to school for the COVID, but he don't care about the other cats that are going to school. So it's that mentality. And then what? I commend the people who opt out because it's not all about money. It's about your health, it's about family, it's about a lot of other things than money.
That's
so
right.
I do commend them from opting out. So
it's that Donald Trump mentality that I think that puts NFL like as one of like the most disliked league. Now the popularity ties into the actual players, and it sucks because as great as the players are, a lot of this money that's going to the owners, but it's the actual players that's generating the popularity, that's bringing the fan base. When we play fantasy football, we don't give a damn of like what team owner or whatever or what team. It's really that player. Because that player goes out there and they put their bodies on the line, they put their health on the line, as far as like, mental health, because I know that's one of the things that happens. We know about like the concussion and all the other things that happens. But it's the players that put their lives on the line, and the NFL, they just kind of look at it like, just give us everything you can give, and then when you're done, you're out of here.
You're out of here. Yeah, that's just like running backs. But I don't think they're going to have a game. I think NBA probably doing the best way at the moment. Hopefully they have a couple of months left. 2 months at least to see who's crowned the championship.
Yeah.
But I think MLB probably going to be one of those. They're going to shut down pretty soon. And when NFL comes, they might have a little delay as well. So
I feel bad. I really feel bad for the actual like workers of the NFL.
Yeah.
Because, and it's like kind of like a domino effect. When you don't have like people buying tickets, then you don't need concession people. You don't need them. So you got a lot of people out, not working, right? You don't need ticket holders or anybody that's scalping tickets to sell and do anything.
Oh, yeah.
All that goes out the door, and it's only people that get money is the team, the play is based on like whatever the TV rights that they have, the deals with ESPN and NBC, ABC, all of them, and then NFL Network, obviously. But those are the people I really feel bad for. Now you got like thousands, hundreds and thousands of people without jobs this coming season.
Oh yeah, they're gonna lose a lot of money, and I feel bad because I think some of the like the unemployment benefits gonna go away pretty soon. A lot of people thinking that they're gonna give them $1,200 more, and I just think they're gonna wait till meaning the whole unemployment and the corona relief.
Okay, yeah.
I think they're gonna wait probably until election, see if they could get some votes off of that.
And there better not be a delay in this election.
I just feel like they're getting bought. As soon as you get that second $1,200, you're basically getting bought.
Yeah,
because they want you to they want you to swear to the Republican side to get those votes. So I know that's
where his money coming from.
It's not going to them. It's $1,200. You cannot survive off of $1,200, whether they like it or not.
What does that cover you? Like what? If you have rent, what does that cover you? Like maybe a month?
Well, I would say
less than a month for some people.
Now people are struggling with rent at the moment too, especially because of this whole situation. So especially with the whole COVID situation, people struggling with rents, people struggling to pay the mortgage. Kind of reminds me of gentrification, how it is right now. You see how the rent and everything went up in prices?
It did.
So it's kind of reminding a lot of
it's sickening word out there, but it is true.
So I always say this: to understand gentrification, you got to understand white flight and also black flight. And I'm gonna read white flight. White flight is a phenomenon of white people moving out of the urban areas, particularly in those in minority population. But black flight is when black people move out the area, particularly with a lot of population of the minority. So you got to think about it like this: white people tend to, when you see the black folks or the Spanish folks come into town, they tend to leave. But when black people get money, they tend to leave too because they want a better life for themselves. Right. So they think a lot better life for themselves is going to be in the white areas. So it's almost like a little cycle. Mm-hmm. But when gentrification came around, basically, Jay-Z said it best. They made the project a wave. They came back, reinvested,
that's right,
and then got rid of all the black folks by increasing the prices of their rent, increasing the prices of their property that black folks couldn't afford it. So gentrification is a real thing.
Policing as well. So even people hanging out there, aggressive policing as well.
So I would say that there's top 5. I'm going to run down this top 5 myth about gentrification. Gentrification leads to lower crime, which doesn't make sense because most of the time when people leave, some of the people don't leave. And obviously the police that actually in those areas, it stays in those areas. So people don't leave. They just try to go the rent. They try to increase the rent so in a couple of years that people should leave. Second one is gentrification causes widespread displacement, which obviously widespread displacement they do because obviously you don't know where to put anyone who can't afford their rent. So they'll get rid of it. And actually, Donald Trump just made a law. He just passed a law, so there's no more low-income housing in the suburban areas. Obviously, that targets more black and Hispanics. So it doesn't target whites because obviously they can afford that spot. But low-income areas, it targets a lot of black and Spanish. Third myth, they say longtime residents hate gentrification, which that doesn't make sense whatsoever because at the end of the day, longtime residents, they're trying to get their taxes. They're trying to get their houses up. So they're trying to get some more money off of that. Fourth myth, gentrifiers are white. Gentrifiers are not always white. You see a lot of Saudi Arabia, a lot of Chinese who actually tend to buy out a lot of the lands. And also, and then the fifth one, gentrification happens naturally. It doesn't happen naturally.
Absolutely not.
It's more of a strategic role.
Absolutely.
So gentrification is tough.
It has been going on for a long time, and this is not something that just started. This is probably this is something that started in the 30s.
In the 30s, yeah.
I think redlining was one of the things that they essentially started to try to do do as much, segregation as much as possible between the whites and the blacks. You know?
Yes, they did. So you got to keep in mind when it comes to gentrification, it's known that they try to do it and they try to do it sneakily as well. The only way we could combat that is own your stuff. Black people, you need to own your stuff. And I think in a very early age, you do have to get to that point that you have to understand how to get good credit, how to maximize your income, and just own your stuff because you are paying for someone's mortgage when you actually rent.
Correct.
And I noticed at a young age, I was paying for a lot of people's mortgage as rent. Right now, I'm looking at getting a house. So I do learn at a young age. You gotta, and keep the household sane. And that said, you can't do it on your own. You do need a partner for it. Own your stuff. Keep the household sane, and then teach your kids how to understand how to own your stuff, build good credit, and also maximize your career. That's
Absolutely.
all it is.
You hit it on the dot. I think the first thing is to essentially look at where you are and start to look and say, where do I want to be? And then don't let other people and anybody else try to push you into something that you don't want to get into, So definitely buy a house because that's the first thing you're going to do. The best way to look at it is if you buy a house and you're able to take care of it, you're going to increase the property value of that house. And everybody else in that neighborhood is going to do the exact same thing. And as the increase of the property value goes up, at that point, you're able to eventually sell it and make money from it and just continue like that effect going on. Yeah.
And I would say, and you speaking of your son's thinking about going to college, but I always say that I always tell people, if you don't feel like you're a college person, there's a lot of trades out there. There's a lot of people making money. Think about how well a linesman they make a lot of money, make over $100,000 a year just to become a linesman.
That's right.
So maximize your career. You don't have to follow the norm and go to college. You don't have to follow the norm and do certain things to kind of do your thing. You already, as a minority, you're kind of 2 steps behind of the popular race right now. Right, So it's one of those things. You just have to maximize your ability and maximize your wealth to kind of do what you got to do. Even if your house don't have to be a mansion. A lot of people always think your house don't have to be a mansion. Your house just have to be your own. So maximize everything on there because if you go to college and you got to understand how college works, you already put yourself in debt for 4 years. And it's very hard. You're not going to get a $100,000 job right out of college, especially being a minority, because nowadays minority is hard to even get a job that way. You already, as I said before, you're 2 steps away from, you're 2 steps behind in the popular race at the moment. So I would say just maximize your career, save up as much as possible. Everybody needs an emergency fund, even if you don't have an emergency. So.
Yeah, and school couldn't even be more important than it is now. Because if, let's say, whatever you do in school and then you get that education that you need, like you said, whether you go to college, you go to trade school, you go to community college, you take whatever that information, that knowledge, you just come out and say, this is what I'm going to do going forward. I mean, you can just be an entrepreneur, really.
Yep.
You can start your own business, come up with an idea, come up with something that you can contribute that's going to make you money,
Black folks, we are one of the most talented people in the world.
Easily.
Don't forget that, because we the one, we kind of...
Government, the country was built based on us.
Exactly. We do a lot of things that a lot of people can't do. That's why sometimes a lot of people hate us right now, because we do so much. But as I said before, is a lot of gentrification in the world, even in Providence. There's a lot of gentrification. I see a lot of buildings getting built at the moment, and they're looking really nice. But you always have to question yourself, like, what happens to the people before that?
Yeah. It's like what Biggie said, where Brooklyn at, right? That's like one of the biggest places you can go and look at how it looked like 20 years ago to how it looks now.
Yep.
It's completely different, because at this point, they just did like almost like a vast wipeout of like that urban area, and then just convert over to like this like business sector with condos, higher cost living, to eventually get whites or whatever business owners into that community.
So when Donald Trump said he's gonna take all the low income from suburbia, like that, and first of all, suburbia is not really, it's not like it's a exciting place. So it's almost like he's trying to slap in the face that, hey, you can't afford it, we shouldn't be in there.
Yeah, that rough thinking. Instead of helping, educating, otherwise improving people's lives, it's almost like if you're not in this part of town or you can't be this type of person, then we don't want you. That's just he's just an idiot.
So exactly, and then as I said, it moves to definitely placement of low income households. So where do you go after that? Now you're going back to the projects.
Yeah.
Or if you go back, you can't even afford the project because a lot of people are trying to reinvest into the projects. So where you go after that? Now you don't have a home to go to.
You don't. Yeah. So now you're living like in abandoned buildings, right?
Yep. Buildings.
So you're doing that, and then that's when essentially you could look at what crime starts to happen, because you need to figure a way to make money. You need to survive.
You need to survive.
Right? And sometimes by any means necessary. And then when you do stuff like that, then it's just going to, tally on to more aggressive policing in that area, because they assume everybody's doing it. Everybody's a part of the
policing of a different kind. So let's say if you see black and Spanish in one area, now you have the white police, and you think about it, white police not used to the black and Spanish in the area. So guess what happens? Crime goes up, arrest goes up, and now you get into a situation that you're being labeled as a criminal, you're being labeled as low income, is not too good.
That's right.
So as I said before, gentrification is a big problem in the world, and I think they need to figure out a way.
It's a huge problem, and it's amazing. Like when you look at certain companies that get put in certain part of the community, sometimes they're there to kind of like undercut the smaller businesses that are there too. So the other half of it is that you can have like a local mom and pop shop in that area, and you can have certain businesses that will get approved lending from banks to set up a shop there to undercut these other local businesses. So now they could take over and then eventually increase their prices. So that's the other half of it too, is that you got the small business owners that have a 20 or 30 year business in that area, like whether it be a diner, a little convenience store, they're going in there and just wiping them out too. So now their livelihood is affected.
So as I said before, the biggest issue I have, especially in this administration, who's the developer or Secretary of Housing Authorities or Secretary of Urban Development?
I do not.
Ben Carson.
Ben Carson, you talking about the surgeon?
Ben Carson,
the renowned surgeon that ran for the Republican Party.
Yeah, he ran for the president.
And did he not? Correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not represent Maryland, or did he?
Yep.
So that Ben Carson.
Really? Do that make sense?
No.
To have Ben Carson, a surgeon as a development, and Ben Carson.
You're blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, Ben Carson. The craziest thing that Ben Carson said.
Out of all places too, like you would understand, like Baltimore too. I understand how like redlining is probably more prominent in that city as anywhere else, where you can actually I've passed through Baltimore, not exactly like on the west side or any of that part, but I've been there, but I understand that it's all sectioned out, where you have that center part of Baltimore separated from the outer area just based on the economic equality, right? That they want.
I'm going to run off 13. Well, I'm going to run about 3 things Ben Carson said that just ridiculous. And this is the guy he was the Secretary of Housing Development.
Really? Okay.
He said Obamacare is the worst thing since slavery.
Really?
Yep. The Obamacare is the worst thing since slavery.
So a policy for the health and well-being of people, he said, was the worst thing since slavery. Okay.
Women who get abortions are like slaveholders.
What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's Ben Carson right there. That is our Secretary of Housing Development right there.
Okay.
Hitler could happen in USA today.
I would love to ask him these questions as far as how the hell do you see that coming about? In what path and what way would that happen?
This is another one. Jews could have prevented the Holocaust if they had guns. That's exactly what he said.
Okay. All right. So I'm not even gonna touch that one because you guys. All right. He's okay.
This is one of the controversial ones as well. Being gay is a choice because prison turns people gay.
What?
That's what he said out of his mouth. And keep in mind, this is the Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. This does not.
I thought he was smart.
He's not smart.
Not at all.
He's not smart. It's all about money. As I said before, it's all about money.
It's like he's just going with whatever the political group that he's with, supporting who he can support. That puts him in that position of power, so he can continue to just do whatever he thinks he's doing to contribute, which he's not doing at all.
Exactly. So everything goes hand in hand. As I said before, I do want the sports to keep on going because obviously we need people. Because a lot of who are employed are blacks and Hispanics. They can't afford their rent, so gentrification is a big thing because their rent's already raised. They already eating men's meats, having 2 or 3 jobs, barely any sleep. They already say you need to sleep about 8 to 10 hours a day to even get be healthy in the world. So it's just crazy how they just treat certain things as if it was nothing.
And we're not even talking about the kids that get affected by this.
Talking about it.
So we're talking about the adults that have to eventually pick up and move because of the increased rent. What about the kids that get affected?
The funny thing about that, a lot of people, they take the kids away. The agency take the kids away to bring the kids to a place that gives them money for having the kids. So what about that money could they given to the foster care?
That's right.
Why they couldn't give it to the parents? I always wonder why they couldn't give it to the parents. That don't make no sense. You take the kids away to bring it to someone else and then give them a bunch of money just to take care of the child.
Well, otherwise,
and then you could use that money to actually give to the parents to take care of the child. That don't make no sense.
No, not at all. It's like certain taxes. So when you live in a certain city, and what place for a school is usually the property tax, and it just depends on how they use that money towards what school and which one. And it's almost like if you have a big city, they can choose what school they want to spend that money on, and then what type of education they want that to go towards. And it's like they would kind of almost swing it towards the suburban part of the town versus the urban part of the town, So it's just how the way the government will run.
Do you have any ways to get rid of gentrification?
So I do actually. I mean, I look at it in 2 things. I look at improve and protect. And the thing is improve, and this kind of goes towards your I guess your local officials to eventually to implement certain things. So the first thing is that what starts it is that certain houses that are in these urban area get charged higher insurance premium. That's not right. So when, it kind of goes back to what you said, the rent income goes up, but then there's also actual house owners, right, that get charged a higher insurance premium, higher interest rate. So the first thing that needs to stop, somebody needs to look into it and says, are these people with these houses getting charged the same type of insurance premiums or interest rate? That's the first thing. The second thing is that there's a decreased value going on in these black owned properties. So on average,
Yep.
if you have a same house that's black owned versus one in a more suburban area, the house that's black owned, it has 25% less value than the same type of house. Like that.
Oh yeah.
That, so those are the things that I think needs to stop. Those are the trends that I think needs to be improved on. So that's the first thing I would say. That the second thing I think is protect. And protecting is more so of like that community. It's more of like the schools that's in that area to make sure the education is there for the kids. So at that point, the kids can continue to grow, learn, and then eventually that kind of sets them to be successful going forward. That way they don't have to not get the same education that somebody else in a white neighborhood is getting.
Oh, yeah. I think they just put some more funding in the education. That's another story. Desi DeVoe is horrible. That's another person I just can't stand.
Yeah. I know how you feel.
But it's one of those things. I just feel like everything going on right now, people losing their jobs, people off of furlough, and people doing a lot of things to make ends meet. It's just crazy how the rent is increasing. And the only reason I even talk about this because I believe August is the last day a lot of people benefit. So now people could get evicted. A lot of people get now they don't have no homes. It's just crazy.
And even, I mean, who's to say you don't have landlords that's sending out letters of back rent owed? You know, not necessarily just saying, all right, now this is where things get back to the way it was, but back rent that's owed. You know, who's there to essentially protect those people?
But enough of that. I'm just still trying to figure out. I'm trying to look up Google right now if strippers have some retirement funds.
Yeah, I think if not, then they need to have some type of mutual fund. You know, they need to have
mutual fund or some stocks, a Roth IRA.
A Roth IRA. They need something to eventually get them ready for success once they hit 35. Okay.
Well, it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, 30. Yeah. Like, I think I'm gonna get a lot of hate tweets or otherwise some email on.
Hey, you gotta do
35.
But I think they don't like to claim their money, so you can't really do it. I gotta get a stripper in here.
Yeah, but you gotta claim something, right?
Yeah, you gotta. But at the end of the day, I don't think they're gonna claim any type of money whatsoever.
So is there like a what do you call it? A union for like strippers that like where they can?
What are you gonna call the union? Strip R Us?
Strip R
Us, local strip club,
Unified Strippers of America. USA.
I would love to be in one of those meetings.
Right there, I just brought a new acronym for USA.
I don't know. They got a union on there.
I'm just saying, like that's where it starts. They need a union, so that's where the appreciation level. Because right now, I mean, like once you leave there, like
your body depreciates, right?
It does. That's what I mean. So that's why they need like the unified union. So at that point, or at least otherwise give them like some part-time shifts.
Yeah. So
yeah,
show a titty or two. Just every hour show one titty.
Yeah, exactly. Like, look at the ankle, part of the kneecap.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Can you give me a nipple for $2? You gotta get a nipple for $2.
So I have like obviously I haven't been for a long time, but if let's say somebody is going to a strip club now, are they wearing masks like when they strip? Like
they
do they have their own safety protocol?
They have to.
Is it clear? I mean, do you want to see the face? Do you not want to see?
What if they go in the boom boom room? You gotta think about it like that.
Well, there probably is like a plastic divider, right? So,
you put your penis right in the plastic divider.
Well, I know those are the aggressive ones. I think those are the ones in Little Rock. I think parts of Texas. Those are the ones that either whatever, Providence.
How you feel that Ellen DeGeneres think about ending her show?
So first of all, I don't watch the show, but I know who she is. I know she has a huge following, so I know she's very popular. Now, I seen a couple of skits where she did this thing where like Puffy asking certain questions, and it was like, it's entertaining. I like it.
Very entertaining.
Yeah, but then to hear that like she was actually like a different person altogether.
Putting a
like
show.
Was that Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type?
She putting a show for the show.
Yeah, she put on a show for the show. Yeah,
that's what happens.
At least people because I saw this thing on Wendy Williams where she seems like she's a nut job too, but she comes out across as like, this is who I am, and it is what it is. Ellen is like, yo, I'm gonna like fake it out, fake it till eventually I make it, then I'll still be fake after the fact. So I think if everything that's going on is true, then I don't think there's a place for her in TV. Why? Like for what reason? Like why?
I don't even know why some of these people are famous.
Because the title has your name, so you could treat people like that.
I just don't know how people are famous. Tell you the truth, some of them are just I don't like to watch them.
She was a comedian.
Oh, I remember when she was. She was
funny.
She was on the show, and then when she came out, a lot of people liked it. She came out. She was like the first one that came out.
Yeah, because she had like that regular talk show, and then eventually she changed it into.
No, she had a TV show too, right?
She had a regular sitcom. Yeah, she had a regular sitcom on there, and then eventually she did like more of that like with a Tonight Show type of format. She did that, but now she does it no more desks. It's just straight seating and going back and forth. But I don't think there's a place for her in that, because they're doing an investigation, right?
Yes,
from what I understand. So eventually, if this comes out that this is how she was treating people, there's no place for that, right?
Yeah. What was her TV show? That was
the sitcom she had.
Yeah,
I think it was the same thing. I think it was called Ellen. I think it was just.
You think so?
Yeah, it was just called Ellen, if my memory's right. Yeah.
It's just crazy how that she about to lose.
Yeah, it was like one of those like Seinfeld type. It's like her and her friends, and funny things happen throughout the thing, and then she just had that popularity. And then from there, then she went on to the regular show. But yeah, there's no place for people like that on TV. If you're gonna go out, right, and you're gonna investigate like some of these producers in Hollywood that otherwise was sexually harassing certain girls during auditions, like or what's his name, the one that committed suicide in jail, the
Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah.
Weinstein,
so,
Jeffrey Weinstein, Epstein, whatever.
Epstein. Yeah. There you go. So
Harvey Weinstein is the one that
Harvey was the producer. Yeah.
Sexual,
Epstein was the other one that was bringing people to like his molestation. So like people like that, they don't deserve to have like a job. They don't deserve to be out in people and the general people. So what Ellen's doing is different, but at the same time, what she's doing doesn't deserve it to keep on a show and make all these millions.
Definitely not. I don't know.
Let me ask you a question. If let's say this was Oprah, right?
Oh yeah,
people would have an uproar. They would have an uproar. They'd be like, "Wait, big time!" Oprah, she's beloved because she keeps it straight. She's genuine. She essentially cares for people. We thought Ellen was somewhat in that level. Obviously, not to the same level, but we thought so too. For people that follow her and are big fans. If Oprah did the same thing, they would say Oprah needs to get out of TV. She, her network. Who knows what they would say about that? But it shouldn't. It
shouldn't.
Yeah.
What about
same pushback?
Kanye West about to divorce Kim. A lot of rumblings.
Yeah, Kanye needs help.
Kanye definitely needs help.
Kanye needs help. So in entertainment, there's a few power couples.
Yep.
Kanye, Kim is one of the power couples. Mm-hmm. Right? Beyonce, Jay-Z, one of the power couples.
Yeah, one. Is it power couple by default or just one of those?
Which one? The Kanye?
All of them.
No, it's not by default. Oh yeah, Will Jada, that's a power couple. It's not by default. So they're power couple because power attracts power, and if you separate all of these couples, and there's probably some I'm forgetting, they all have their own power by themselves. Jada was a huge movie star. At least she was a big time movie star before Will. Will did what Will did, right? Same thing with Jay-Z, music industry. You can't touch him.
I don't know if Jada was bigger than Will before.
No. Well, I mean,
Will was always big.
But I'm saying it's a power couple because Jada was mainstream.
Yep.
Right. Yep. I'll probably argue right now, and I would have to kind of look at a list, but I'll probably say Jada at her highest level of popularity is she was probably easily a top 20, 25 actress. I would probably say.
Probably don't even think that it's not that close.
Top 20?
Like what movie that she really had that makes her top 25? Set It Off wasn't a top. That was a black-owned movie.
Okay.
That was a black movie that people watched. I don't think Set It Off was the one.
Okay. All right. I feel like I'm missing. Not Jason's Lyric. Man. I'm not talking about that, but I feel like I'm missing one right now.
She was all right. She was an all right actress. Yeah. I'm not gonna say she wasn't a bad actress, but she wasn't.
She did Ali, but I mean, she was just there because the husband.
Because I remember the Will Smith was on a whole nother ball game.
Will Smith is that upper echelon of royalty, right? Yep. You got Denzel in that level. I think Keanu Reeves is probably at that level right now. John Wick.
With all the Matrix. Come on.
Matrix.
Crazy.
He did two of them. He did John Wick as
he did 3 Matrix and the John Wick series.
That's what I'm saying. Those two different.
And they're about to do a Bill and Ted pretty soon.
And Bill and Ted. I mean, like I remember watching. I wasn't really big into it, but I was like, this is dumb and funny at the same time. I was like, whatever.
I wasn't into it too, but it's still Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, still Keanu Reeves, right? Yeah. So Will is at that royalty level. Jada, not. But Jada was still known. Yeah. So power attracts power.
Yep.
True, that level. True. So the whole thing, going back to the whole Kanye thing, is that he's in this royalty, but I think it's almost like they're together just because of the name. Yep. It's almost like they attracted each other to build that brand, and then at this point, it's all starting to crumble because Kim knows at this point Kanye is not mentally stable.
Definitely not mentally stable. But you got 4 kids with him. Is it 4 kids? Yes, 4 kids with him.
4 or 5. I thought
no, it's 4 kids.
It's 4 kids. Yeah.
Let me see on there.
Yeah.
But you have so much kids with him.
Yeah, so much.
It's kind of crazy to kind of leave them.
Yeah, and then they're also trying to build like this huge house in like Wisconsin somewhere. So, I don't know what they're gonna do once they put that together. If they could just separate that easily or whatnot. Now, here's the thing with Kim. Like, I think of all the relationship Kim's ever been, it always had to be a celebrity or had to be a sports figure, right? I think she was with Reggie Bush at one point.
Oh yeah.
Miles Austin, he wasn't a big time like name in football, but otherwise, James Harden, what was that? James Harden was one of the other. Was
Chloe.
Chloe. Okay, so that was a different one on there as well.
4 kids.
And obviously Ray J.
Psalm West, Northwest, St. West, Chicago West. 4 kids.
Okay, yeah, so forth. Thank you. Yeah. So and then I think she had like a little hiatus with Ray J too. So in the beginning,
Ray J was that little.
Yeah, that's that video.
Saw the video?
Yeah, of course. Who did it?
Yeah, that was a good video.
Yeah, I think Ray J's parents saw the video. Like, all right, son.
I don't know. Kim looked like she was all in. She was sucking it up and everything.
Yeah, but I think it was set up that way. You know
think so?
Because I think
it was famous because of it though.
That's what I'm saying. So it was set up that way. It wasn't. I think he said he got robbed. Somebody broke into the house, took the video, and then published it or whatnot. So it was set up that way. But so the Kanye, I think he needs to leave TV, just concentrate on his Gap line, focus on trying to make that profitable as can be, and then just stop these dumb videos, stop the dumb things he keeps saying, and just focus on what he did. And it's amazing because you can go back, like I think correct me if I'm wrong, but we could probably go back like 12 years ago.
Yep.
And Kanye was at the top of the music industry. And I remember it was between him and 50, right?
Yep.
And they were kind of battling like who's going to come out and become like the top artist with their album release at the time. And I think it was right after College Dropout,
Even you could go back about 6 years ago. Life of Pablo was one of the best.
Okay.
One of the best albums at that year. That was a good year. That was like 6 years ago.
I didn't hear the whole album.
Once he gets to that stage that he just don't care. Yeah. It's just that's what he just dropped. He just dropped. Life of Pablo was a good album. Life of Pablo was a great album. I like that album.
I listened to it. And I'll tell you what I think of it. But it's amazing how like he went from there to now. Talking about Harriet Tubman freed the slaves to go work for white people, or not necessarily freed, took them from one white owner to another owner. It's
just common sense. I think he don't know how to articulate his words, because I know what he meant, but no.
Yeah,
come on.
come on, man. It's like obviously, Harriet Tubman helped like free them, but he's trying to make it seem like as if, I took him so I can go bring him to another white owner. That wasn't the case.
Yeah, Harriet Tubman helped free the slave, but they didn't got him nowhere to go, so they went back. That's what usually happens. But she still helped free them. So she basically gave him hope that you could be freed, regardless of anything. So I don't know. Kanye West need to go, but that divorce is bound to happen sooner or later.
Oh, here's a power couple. Cardi B.
Not a power couple, man.
That's not a power.
No, that's more of a. That's like a. What is it? Is it power like when you lose power but you get it back? You lose power but you get it back a little.
It's intermittent power couple.
Like you gotta call National Grid. Like, hey, what's up with that power?
What's up with that power? Yeah.
Like it's on at 4 o'clock at night. You're like word 4 a.m. Like I'm sleeping still. Like a little light source, like an Amish power couple.
That's a good one.
Like think about like Amish. You're an Amish power couple with the little fire calendar. I know.
Yes, that type. I got you.
You know why you want to be Cardi B and Offset?
How about this? Yeah. So what about Tom Brady and Giselle? Would you put them in that level of power couple?
When whoever rocks with Trump is not a power couple to me.
Yeah. First, he had that stupid hat in his locker room. You're right. But then again, at the same time, he's a Super Bowl champion. He did lose to a Giant, so otherwise you can just push him to the side. He didn't show up against our team.
No,
right?
First of all, only people who like Tom Brady is the one in New England. That's it.
Yeah.
So it can't be a power couple if no one likes you besides New
I think
England.
People like him in Michigan.
He wasn't a starter.
No, he wasn't a starter.
He got Drew Henson. Drew Henson. Drew Henson.
Yeah, and then he became a backup in Dallas after Drew Henson. Yeah. So it wasn't him.
So what's next? Who's the versus battle? Rick Ross versus 2 Chainz.
Oh, so that's the. So when is that? August what?
I don't even know, but
it's not this Wednesday.
You think it's gonna be a good battle?
I think it's gonna be a great battle. I think Rick Ross has like the compilation of different styles to go against 2 Chainz. I think Rick Ross is was a young Renzel or whatever his name is now.
You know what it is? I like both of them. I just don't listen to them to the point that I don't think
Rick Ross. I listened to a lot of Rick Ross. 2 Chainz is more recently, a couple years now. 2 Chainz. So
August 6th.
August 6th. That's this Wednesday then.
So I like them, but I don't listen to them.
I like Rick Ross. I like his style. It's that Miami, that Trick Daddy style.
The first album I liked a lot. The rest of them, Rick Ross tends to he sounds the same to me. He sounds 2 Chainz is a hit or miss. I kind of liked him better when he was a duffel bag boy too with Titty Boy.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, I like him. I don't listen to him. So it's one of those battles I probably don't care too much about.
But you're gonna watch it.
I'm gonna watch it. I gotta watch it. You always have to watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. Yeah. So if let's say you watch it, I'd probably say you're gonna hear some tracks that will get you standing up.
Yeah,
and at that point, then you're gonna get into
like
it.
Birthday.
Yeah.
If 2 Chainz come out with Birthday, that's my shit.
That's your shit.
Birthday. It's your birthday.
I could go with that. I like Every Day I'm Hustling. If Rick Ross
Every Day I'm Hustling is a good song.
The remix, just like we talk about the DMX. By the way, check out that episode. I think that was one of our best. The Versus one from last week. Check it out if you haven't listened to it.
Stay Scheming was a good one too.
Yeah,
I like Stay Scheming with Drake.
Yeah, I didn't.
Stay Scheming.
I listened to that one.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one.
But I would say Rick Ross has Maybach music.
Yep.
You can't not play that if you're driving.
Yeah, you can't.
If that plays in the radio, you never change it.
I like the Masterpiece album, and a lot of Mastermind album, and a lot of people didn't like that album. That was Rick Ross album. That was a lot of people don't like that album. Oh yeah, that was a good album, but a lot of people didn't like it.
I'm gonna listen to it, so because I'm gonna just get back to because I'm gonna watch the battle. I'm gonna just go back to some of the tracks I haven't listened to yet, so that way I can understand where each one, why they put what album or what they didn't put, what tracks on the verses, because there's gonna be some missing here.
Oh yeah,
there's gonna be some missing. So I'm gonna go back and see what they put and what they didn't put, and then see what because each artist looks at each other person's list before they do it, and they'll probably make some changes, right?
Oh yeah. They definitely have to make changes because it just don't make no sense. Don't make no sense actually doing it on there. But it's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss. It's gonna be one of I can't wait for the other battles. I want to see who's next.
So it's funny, right? Your mom's from Atlanta, right?
Well, we're from Jersey, but she moved to Georgia.
She moved to Georgia, yeah. So 2 Chainz is huge over there.
Yeah.
So it's like the 2 Chainz following is gonna be on that Twitter. They're gonna be tweeting all day.
Yeah, I hear, but it's still down south.
That huge fun. But I'm saying, like, I don't think there's a place that has like that huge of a following for 2 Chainz than Atlanta. I know Rick Ross, people in Miami like him, but that's just the city. I'm talking about the state of Georgia.
Yeah, true. I just don't know. It's a tough one. It really is a tough one. I tell you,
he's getting sued by what is it? Pablo Escobar's family.
Oh, really?
2 Chainz?
Why?
So he came out with a restaurant that he named. So there's likeness and posters on the wall of his restaurant of Pablo Escobar.
Oh.
And then, the Escobar's family suing him to take down his likeness, the likeness of Pablo in the restaurant. If not, they're suing him for $10 million. $10
million.
$10 million, yeah. Pablo Escobar's family suing 2 Chainz for $10 million if he does not take down some of it.
That's a reach.
Yeah, but I think sometimes just kind of like, hey, take that down.
Yeah, like cease and desist.
Yeah, exactly. Because otherwise, no judge is going to agree to that.
No.
So right now, 2 Chainz, he's battling that, and then he's going to be battling Ross.
Well, he's a smart guy. 2 Chainz is really smart.
Yeah,
2 Chainz, I think he's one of the most probably smartest rapper right now.
Oh yeah, you gotta love like that. Is that a European bulldog?
Yep.
Oh, you gotta love that little
French
dude.
bulldog.
Is it French?
Yeah, the French bulldog. He loves those French bulldogs.
$4,000 dog.
Expensive. I want one. That's like one of my favorite dogs. One of my favorite dogs.
$4,000, D.
No, you don't have to get French. He has like a pure breed.
Yeah, he has a pure.
You get a French bulldog for
$1,000,
probably $2,000, $3,000.
$2,000.
Yeah. I wish I could get one. It's too expensive for my books.
Oh yeah.
Every time I look at my bank account, I'm like, I can't afford it.
Hell no.
I can't afford it.
But he also has that show too, Most Expensive. That's a great show. And the funny thing about it, he's always getting freebies on that show.
Yep.
Like he probably just do this show just to get them freebies.
Probably.
I was watching one show that like he was THC infused lobster that he was eating.
He must
it was like $500 a tail.
I've been wondering if he make bank off of that show.
Yeah, he got to.
Got to be $10,000 a show or $20,000.
I'd probably say more than $10,000 a show because I mean right now it's been on for like, I think 5-6 years now.
Really?
It's somewhere.
I look at it
for sure.
I find it on YouTube. I don't really watch it on the show.
I was watching a while. Then after a while, I saw a lot of repeats. They started throwing some guests into the mix a little bit, which was nice. They had like one of the I forgot the comedian. That's one that he ate the lobster with. Yeah, that was like a good episode where they just got high, ate the lobster. Like Lecter, I forgot the comedian. So that was a great show because all they did was eat lobster and got high, told jokes, and then got dazed up. Yeah.
Well, what else you got on the books? What are we gonna talk about? Anything else?
So I mean, we covered that. I think the last thing is whether or not do you feel like that they should have an NFL season going forward.
I think they should,
because here's
but
the
it
thing:
gotta
if
be
they
delayed.
started, they're gonna stop it.
It has to
There's
be
no
delayed.
fans. There's no fans whatsoever.
It's gonna happen regardless, but it has to be delayed. It's not gonna. They're not gonna stop it for anyone.
Because right now the Dallas Cowboys, and the Rams said that they're not gonna sell season ticket, not even to season ticket holders this year. So nobody's getting tickets this year. So that's done.
Well, I think they're gonna have it regardless, but it just has to be delayed.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to wait a little.
Yeah, I got you.
You're gonna have to wait a little, and probably have to shrink down the whole season.
Yeah. So my problem is that if they start the season and I get my fantasy team all set up and ready to go, halfway through the season, if they stop it and then my team is on fire and I'm gonna lose out, I'm gonna be pissed.
Yeah, they don't care about you though.
Yeah, but they got to because my team.
You for the streets. You for the streets. They care about you.
I care more about fantasy football right now than I care about the actual NFL games right now.
You're for the streets, man. They don't care about you.
Yeah, but they care about fantasy football. That's like advertisement.
That's like when you with a homegirl.
Yeah.
And then you can't stand this dude, but she likes the dude. But he's all right.
Yeah.
He good.
But she won't leave him.
Yeah, she won't leave. Like he's all right. Like if you like that type of person, you good.
It's like they'll be together. They may not be fully in love, but they're not gonna separate.
Yeah, right. But you hating on the dude, like this guy's a cornball. Yeah. I be doing that sometimes when I be looking at like on Facebook. I'm like, yo, this guy's a cornball
all day.
Like, what the hell are you doing? Like, girl, what you doing? You do better than that.
Yo, maybe it's the bank account.
Nah, some of them is broke. Like girls like
so
broke
here's
girls.
Here's the thing: you think they're broke, but sometimes you don't know what they got.
Girls like broke dudes, man.
Because power.
And I don't know about power.
It has to be power.
They think they're going to like change them. You can't change nobody.
See, the thing is, if the girl knows that this dude's broke, then I mean, she can kind of run shit.
You think so?
Yeah, because right now, the dude ain't got dough, so it's like whatever she wants.
But that's a guy mentality, though. When guys think that girls broke, they think they could just run them. Mm-hmm. They're very possessive and more controlling.
See, once the dude has like that money, he's like, yo, we'll do whatever I want to do. The girl's like, you ain't got those, so we'll do what we want to do.
Nowadays, they switch it up.
We go to the park.
Dudes are like the chicks, and the girls are like the dudes.
Yeah.
That's how it is now.
So right now, the girl's like, yo, we can go to the park, we can go to the beach, we can walk, we can hold hands, we can do all that. We ain't need money for that. She was like, yeah.
Girls don't even like going to the parks no more. You think they like going to parks? They don't like going to parks, and they don't like going to restaurants.
I think girls always love to go to restaurants, but that's the restaurant. You can't really
certain girls. They like that ratchetness.
Yeah, well, then those are girls that want to go to the club or to the bar.
I can't go.
Even though
I haven't gone to the club for a long time. Bar, I could go to a bar, but it has to be at a restaurant. I don't know. I'm like a little bored now. I feel like I'm boring.
So when you was so you stayed in Atlanta for a while?
Nah, probably like a good 2 years. 1 year, like it's like a good 2 summers.
Yeah. So you went club hopping over there? Or
no, I never.
Not even. Nah, because that would be the place to be.
I know.
Cat Williams said that, yo, if nobody's getting shot, then it's not a party. So,
but
Atlanta,
Atlanta, they're known to have a lot of the guys.
Yeah, that's the thing.
The guys that look like girls.
Yeah.
So we don't. It's a little tough. You gotta be very careful with that one.
You heard that Bobby Valentino thing?
Yeah, exactly. I ain't trying.
We all know. He didn't know. He didn't. No. He. I think he said he knew, but he didn't know. Like he had an idea, but then when he found out, he was like, "Okay, whatever. I don't care."
If a girl have an Adam apple, their neck is very long. I'm done. Can't do it.
Yeah. So, but the club over there is always nice.
Club's always nice.
Yeah.
Club always nice. I ain't gonna say I never went to. Actually, I went to underground. You ever went to the underground mall in Atlanta?
Nah. See, I've been to Warner Robins. Yeah. Because my sister used to live over there. But I never stopped in Atlanta. Other than me driving through Atlanta, I never actually stopped in Atlanta.
I used to go to a lot of the malls, like Lenox malls. I used to go to Gwinnett Mall, things like that, and like Underground Mall. But I never go to clubs. Not a club guy. Not a club guy. I like dancing. When I went to New Orleans, when I went to Mardi Gras, I was going to the clubs.
Yeah,
I like dancing.
Oh yeah, that's right. You went over there, so you had that Mardi Gras experience.
Yeah. Well, other than that, I'm not a partier.
Yeah. So what about here? So once you moved to this area here, did you start hitting the clubs here?
Probably the first 2 years, and then start getting whacked.
Yeah.
Same drunk girls
all the time,
just doing the same dance. That's not even the dance.
So that's where it gets good. You go there, you see the girls move around, and then you just try to fit in there.
Yeah, and then you
jump into the floor.
It's almost like you have to find the right one, and then all of a sudden, nope.
Well,
I don't want that.
Well,
too much work.
So the thing is, you got to play like the odds. You know,
yeah, the odds. Too much work. Too much work. I can't do it.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you're not working, you're not gonna get work.
Yeah. I'd rather work myself.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, it's like, if you want to have fun, you gotta hit that floor. You gotta.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the girls ain't coming to you. You gotta go to them.
Hey, they could go somewhere else.
Yeah.
I'm good. There's a lot of headaches.
So the best place was that Mardi Gras. The best.
Mardi Gras was good.
Yeah.
Mardi Gras was good.
Yeah.
I like Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
I like New Jersey clubs used to be popping too. I used to love those too.
Yeah.
But I'm too scared to go to clubs. You get shot up like most of the time.
Yeah. That's right. Tampa, I think over there is everybody's like nice and relaxed. That's
I went to the club in Miami, and I remember I'm chilling, and they were so
Miami
drunk.
club is like a rave.
Oh yeah, this girl was trying to bring me to the bathroom. I'm like, hey, whoa,
Yeah.
like, give me dinner first. Like, give me some dinner first. What the hell are you doing?
Yo, so in Miami, the girls take the initiative.
Yeah, they take it. They take it. They grab it all and bounce. Like, yo, give me a dinner first.
So they're go getters. You know what I
I
mean?
was like, that's a herpes waiting to happen.
Yeah. So in Miami, I think over there the age limit for strippers got to probably be 38 or 39 then. Because over there, go getter. So that means that
they got a lot of fake things over in Miami.
Yeah, but that's probably because they want to increase that career life.
I'm gonna ask the stripper.
So Miami is so I said 35 on a more of a regular basis, but if you're going to Miami, probably 38, 39. Because over there, either they got the artificials, you know what I mean, body parts to continue. The other half of it too, they're go getters. So even if they're in pain, they're like, I'm getting on that.
I wonder if I could go to like one of these strip clubs around here and ask what's the benefit plan for it? Like, what's your long-term goals?
Yo, I want you to find out, and you come and tell me, okay? Because I would love to know too.
I hate going to strip club. It smells like too much baby oil.
Just go and just say, be like, yo, listen, I just want to ask a couple of questions. You know, that's it.
Not a strip club type of guy.
So you ain't got to go in. Or better, just go for the eggs, the legs and eggs.
The legs
in the
and
morning.
eggs.
All it is just, go for the chicken wings.
I just don't know why people like strip clubs. I'm not a strip club guy.
So Lou Williams, he said that he goes because he just likes to relax the atmosphere.
Yeah, he liked them booty bouncing.
Yeah, so
especially in Atlanta. What was it? Onyx? It was Onyx.
It was in Atlanta.
No, Magic City. It was in Magic City.
Magic City. It was in Magic City, but that's in Atlanta, isn't it? Yeah. So Magic City, which I guess is a popular one too over there, right?
Well, good for him because he just made us loss to the Lakers because he wanted that strip club on legs and eggs.
Yeah, the thing about he's quarantined for 10 days. He comes back. There's probably like 5 games left in the regular season.
Yeah, 6 more games left.
Yeah, okay. So at that point he comes back. The teams are still number 4? No, right now
number 2.
Because is in Denver.
No, they're
2?
number 2.
So Clippers is 2, Lakers is 1, Denver is 3.
Yep.
And OKC is 4. How about OKC?
OKC is 5. Number 4 is who's number 4? Who is number 4?
OKC is number 4.
No, they're number 5.
OKC is number 4.
Oh no, they were talking about the other day.
Houston is 6, Dallas is 7, OKC is 4.
Utah is number 4.
Oh, okay, then OKC is 5.
Yeah, let me see that NBA set before we start scanning like what's the name. Mm-hmm. But still, he kind of missed it.
Yeah, so right now there's no home field advantage other than them digital, fan on the screen. That's about it. So he goes in, he just fits in right to the team, and then the playoff starts, right? Nothing's really gonna change.
So Utah's 4, Oklahoma City is 5, Houston 6, Dallas is 7. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but at the end of the day, Clippers, we could have won that game. Mm-hmm. We really could have won that game if he was there. And then now, I'm just happy because my Clippers are actually doing good. So I think
they did pretty good. I would probably say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're decent enough.
It's like almost like they kind of got right back into the flow before the season ended.
We just need that guy. Montrezl Harrell, his grandmother passed away, so that's probably why he's not there.
Oh, I got you. Yeah. He went to the funeral. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Well, he's passed away because they was close. He probably not gonna come back for another week.
Yeah, but Zion, when Zion went to the funeral, he was back. I think like 2 or 3
days. Yeah, but that's
Zion.
Zion's. Montrezl is different, But I was gonna say,
but Zion came back. They didn't even give him the playing time anyway. So it's like
it goes.
But then they want to make sure that dude doesn't get hurt because he's coming off that injury too.
Well, I said before, we most likely gonna win this championship. The only time, Milwaukee, we know how to stop Milwaukee.
See, the thing is, you're going back and forth. You're flip flopping on me right now. First, you said Clippers. You said Clippers, but then when the old Lou Williams thing went down, then you switched to Milwaukee.
I always say Clippers. I said if Clippers don't make it, it's Milwaukee.
Okay.
Point blank.
See, the thing, I'm going Lakers all the way.
I don't go Lakers.
There's no
Lakers trash.
All right.
First of all, I don't trust Anthony Davis in the playoffs.
Yeah, I trust Anthony Davis in the playoffs. When he was with the Pelicans,
you ever seen him in the playoffs?
I seen him in the playoffs.
So first round loss.
4 years ago when he played for the Pelicans.
What's the farthest he went?
First round. I don't know.
How are you gonna trust him in the playoff and then he don't even make it past
because
the first
of the
round?
team. It was the team. It was the players that were surrounding him at the time.
It's him.
No.
It's him.
I think Drew was the only one that I could remember that was on the team that was significant. Him. Nobody else I could probably say could do anything.
Hey, he's a superstar. Well, what did Kawhi did when he was in Toronto?
Kawhi is a great player. So you're not going to get
better. A lot of people try to say Anthony
Kawhi
Davis
is better. Than Anthony Davis. Kawhi is better.
Yeah, exactly.
Kawhi Davis. Leonard. I'm sorry. Anthony. I know I'm combining the two. Kawhi Leonard is, I think, arguably right now the second best player in the NBA. Kevin Durant, you can probably put him number 2 if he was healthy. Since he's not healthy right now, I'm going to say it's Kawhi.
Kawhi is second best.
Kawhi is number 2.
Second best. I still think he's number 1 sometimes, but sometimes he's second best.
So when I say arguably, is that I put Giannis number 3. Now, arguably is that some people could say Giannis is number
top
2.
5. I think number 5.
LeBron is 1.
Can't shoot.
Who? Giannis?
Giannis can't shoot.
No, even if he can't shoot. First of all, he increased his shooting ability this year.
Still can't shoot.
Better than he did last year. And if he was MVP last year, and the fact he can shoot this year, he's better.
And guess what happened last year when he could shoot a little bit?
Nothing really, you know what I mean?
Kawhi stopped that.
Yeah, he did, yeah, because and it's funny because like Leonard Kawhi he's like what, maybe like 4 or 5 inches short or maybe, right? Probably. And he was still able to stop Giannis.
6'8", 6'7".
It's not like he was still able to stop Giannis. Giannis is like 6'10", 6'11", so he was still able to stop him. You know. Now the other thing with Giannis that like he doesn't have no support around him. You got to give props.
Chris Middleton is an all-star. Eric Bledsoe is a perennial starter.
Brogdon is gone. Brogdon
doesn't matter. Brogdon wasn't nothing.
He was something.
Chris Middleton and Eric Bledsoe. That's all you need. And you in the East.
I like Eric Bledsoe.
And you in the East. Easier path.
Celtics is not that easy to pass.
They're too young.
Joel Embiid, he's the type of player that if he showed up and he played his best, he's gonna be in that top 5.
Worst away record in the NBA.
Who?
Philadelphia can't win.
They can't. So now, right now, everybody's kind of away. So.
Exactly. You see how that's
so I guess I'm not saying Philly's going anywhere anyway. You know what I mean?
Probably I have a feeling Toronto, Boston, and Miami's the sleepers at the moment.
I think I hope I'm wrong because I do like Jimmy Butler. I think Miami is popcorn.
I just feel like if Milwaukee plays Lakers, they will win. It's just one of those things. I just have a feeling they will win.
I don't know why I keep like overthinking it. No, it's Lakers. It's definitely Lakers.
LeBron is getting tired.
He's gonna get more tired if Rondo doesn't come back to the same Rondo he was. Because right now, what is it? Is it her finger or something Rondo has? So if Rondo can't play the point guard, then that's fine. If JR
Rondo's not playing, Anthony Davis have to go against Giannis, and that's a problem.
Yeah, it is.
That's a problem.
It is. But if he goes against LeBron, it's not a problem. LeBron can defend him.
LeBron is not going to defend him.
He can.
He's not. That's the thing.
If he can't, that's because Frank Vogel does a different type of scheme defensively, and they're playing somewhat of a zone.
It doesn't make sense for LeBron to go against Giannis because Anthony Davis is about to win the Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, Anthony Davis can't. But if, let's say, Frank Vogel does like some type of a zone defense, I think LeBron can definitely defend Giannis. It's a no-brainer, really.
Chris Middleton is going to defend LeBron. Anthony Davis is going to defend Giannis, and that's the problem.
Okay,
that's a problem. It's not saying that LeBron can't defend him. It's a problem.
Okay, so let's say let's say that's the case, right? Now let's say you take in Dwight Howard, and now you have Dwight Howard. Now you double Giannis. Then at that point,
don't even mention Dwight Howard. His minutes is 8 minutes a game. He's not going to
start off right now.
Yeah,
I think it'll go up.
It's horrible.
In the regular season, he was doing, I think, 18, 16.
He's doing 8 minutes. Yeah, it's the reason why
he is. But I'm saying, if let's say you put him in it to help double Giannis, that's where
it's a reason why Dwight Howard is doing 8 minutes. He can't shoot. He does is dunk.
He never could shoot. He never really was that shooter. Center. When he was with Orlando, all he did was dunk. You know, a couple little lobs. He tried to do his own little baby hook. That's all he did.
If you had Avery Bradley, you could go against Chris Middleton, and then LeBron could probably go do other things.
That's right.
But the problem is you don't have Avery Bradley, and then LeBron going to have to play Chris Middleton, who's a 3-point threat. It's going to be tough.
But you said earlier, that Giannis can't shoot.
Giannis can't shoot.
He can't. So in order for him to kind of be successful, he needs to go down to the rim.
Yep.
And you're telling me if you have Anthony Davis there, and you're telling me if you have Dwight Howard there, you're telling me he's going to bypass both of them?
Anthony Davis do not even want to be a center right now. He said it himself.
He's not a center. He's a power forward.
They're going to put him as a center.
No, they're not.
They've been putting him as a center the last 5 games.
No.
He doesn't want to be a center.
JaVale McGee
doesn't do that much minutes.
No, he does. He's a starter.
McGee and Dwight Howard they're like switching minutes.
They're switching. That's what I'm saying. But they're playing the center position.
No, it's no way.
It's just a lot shorter.
The only way you guys can win, this guy Anthony Davis got to go crazy. He has to average 34 points or above a game for you guys to win anything. Because think about it. Think about what Lakers and Clippers.
Okay.
If he didn't average that 30 points, he would not. Y'all was gonna win that game. Because LeBron he had 16 points, 6 for 19. Think about it. Think about that game. You can't beat Milwaukee.
You can. And then you forget one other. Now they also have the off. They have Deion Waiters in there. Deion Waiters.
Deion Waiters is sloppy player in the world.
No, he's not.
Sloppy player.
Sloppy
player. He was in Miami. Sloppy then.
Well, in Cleveland, he underperformed. He was a high draft pick. He didn't really do much.
Sloppy.
I think 3rd overall, 5 overall. So he didn't do much. So
you need LeBron. LeBron and Anthony Davis have to go crazy.
No, because they have the support. J.R. Ryder can do something.
J.R. Smith is horrible.
Yeah, I'm thinking Isaiah Ryder.
You watch the movie? Did you watch the game?
No. I watched the game. I watched the whole game.
And how many points J.R. Smith got? You saying J.R. Ryder?
Yeah, I was thinking Isaiah Ryder, former Timberwolves.
How much points J.R. Smith got?
2 maybe? I don't know.
So you tell me that he's going to be the X factor?
Well, it's his first game. It's his first game, first official.
You're killing me.
No, I don't think he's not gonna. I didn't say he was gonna be X factor. I didn't say that.
Who's gonna be X factor?
Deion Waiters is gonna be the X factor.
Okay.
I say he's gonna be the X factor.
Hey, well, agree to disagree then.
Okay. So if let's say you have Chris Middleton as the other scorer, who's the third scorer again?
Eric Bledsoe.
Okay, so Deion Waiters, Eric Bledsoe. Bledsoe probably beats him by like maybe 4 points. Is that enough to take over the Lakers?
No.
So you know what I love about this conversation? You're already telling me Lakers are going to be in the finals. So now
I'm not telling you. I'm saying I'm telling you if they go against Lakers, they're not going to win.
But in order for them to go against the Lakers, that means the Clippers have to beat the Lakers.
I said if they go. If is a big if.
Okay, I got
if they go against Lakers, they're not going.
So one thing we agree on is that it is going to be Milwaukee out of the East. I would love for the definitely. Celtics to pull it off, but I think
it's Milwaukee versus Clippers, and then it's a better matchup.
Like I said, I think Miami's popcorn muscles right now. I think they're a good team. They're a young team. Jimmy Butler is a good, leader for that young squad, but I don't think they're gonna go anywhere.
Before we've been over now, so we'll talk about this another time. But again, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook at Fellas Corner Podcast. Again, if you have any questions, just email us, notify us on Instagram, and we'll be here.
All right, take it easy.
Later.
What's going on, party people? It's your girl Chandrika, and I want to invite you to check out the Cake Dish Podcast every Monday and Friday on SoundCloud, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Anchor, Google Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Come join me as I talk about all the latest, all the tea, all the music, all the entertainment news you can handle, honey. Head on over to the Cake Dish Podcast and see what we're talking about. Tell a friend to tell a friend, and I'll see y'all there.